Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So April is just a few days away, and next month we have more payments going out to all Social Security beneficiaries, whether you're a retiree on SSI or SSDI. So we're going to be going over all the payment dates next month in the month of April. Plus, a migrant from Venezuela is teaching others on TikTok as well as Instagram of how to break into homes, seize them, fix them up, and then sell them for a profit or live in them for free. So we'll be covering that as well. But before we go ahead and dive into the main content of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $10,000 in free stocks or $10,000 in free cash, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Moomoo. All you have to do is once you click on that link is just sign up for a free account and then deposit at least $100. At that point, Moomoo will be sending you at least a few free stocks worth all the way up to $10,000. If you'd really just have the cash, all you have to do is once you receive the free stocks is just sell them for what they're worth and then transfer the cash value right back to your bank account. Okay, so diving right into our lead story of today's video, and this involves a migrant from Venezuela, and currently he is on Instagram, I believe formerly TikTok, but then eventually he got banned on TikTok for whatever reason, probably the content that he was posting. So he has numerous videos or reels up on there where he's teaching other migrants of how to sort of take advantage of the system when they get into the United States. And he even called some migrants foolish or stupid for coming in here and working hard labor jobs such as construction or other things like that, saying that instead they should be taking advantage of the system, taking advantage of government benefits. And in one video that's going viral right now, he's teaching illegal immigrants of how to invade American homes and invoke squatter rights. So this is according to the New York Post. So a migrant TikToker with a 500,000 strong online following is offering his comrades tips on how to invade unoccupied homes and invoke squatters' rights in the United States. Venezuelan national Leonel Moreno, who appears to live in a suburb of Columbus, Ohio, said in a recent video that under U.S. law, quote, "if a house is not inhabited, we can seize it." He appeared to be referring to adverse possession laws, commonly known as squatters' rights, which allows unlawful property occupants' rights over the property they occupy without the owner's consent in certain circumstances. Moreno claimed in the viral TikTok clip, which has drawn more than 3.9 million views, that he has, quote, African friends who have already taken about 7 homes. So we're going to go ahead and watch this clip here that talks a little bit more about it. This is from KTLA5. Watch.
A Venezuelan national dubbed the Migrant Influencer is at the center of controversy this morning. He has been using TikTok to coach migrants how to live in the U.S. by taking advantage of laws protecting squatters. Hannah Doba reports.
In his most recent controversial TikTok video, Moreno is telling his followers to avoid living on the streets in the United States. They can, quote, invade empty homes and live there, saying under U.S. law, if a house is uninhabited, it can be seized, referring to squatting rights in our country. That video garnered almost 4 million views.
As we have more migrants moving into cities, more homelessness, we are going to see more of it, more squatting.
James Burling is a property rights attorney.
But they're talking about all the advantages that you can get from squatting. It's inevitable that it's going to increase.
In past videos, the illegal migrant bragged that he came to the United States to vacation and now lives off U.S. taxpayers because he had a child in this country. He also tells his followers that he waits for Americans' hard-earned pension checks to come in every month. In another video, he is urging fellow Venezuelans to pay the fines of a 15-year-old migrant who allegedly shot a tourist in Times Square, saying, quote, today it could be him, tomorrow it could be one of you. But this recent video on squatting is making headlines as Moreno tells his comrades that if they fix up an abandoned home that is deteriorated or in bad condition, they can get credits when the properties are sold.
So obviously this is very discouraging to see. Illegal immigration in general is a terrible, terrible thing, but I've seen different people come over here, whether it be legal or illegal, and at least they're working in hard labor jobs, filling spots where it is needed, construction or other things like that. So obviously coming over here and trying to take advantage of the system, take advantage of the taxpayer benefits is obviously should be something very looked down upon. And this is a person, if what they're saying is true, I mean, they should, I'm not sure why they're not being arrested and deported right now to Venezuela, and why certain states, sort of incentivize this sort of behavior. I'm not really sure how you can protect squatters' rights, how you can protect someone who's going to break into a home and steal it as their own and even be able to sell it for a profit. It just does not make any sense to me. And that's why in Florida, they actually just signed a new bill into law which cracks down on these sort of things. So according to the New York Post, DeSantis signs law to crack down on squatters, empower police. So Florida Governor Ron DeSantis formally signed legislation into law Wednesday to ratchet up penalties against squatters and empower law enforcement to go after them. The new law, which is set to go into effect on July 1st, seeks to ensure property owners are no longer forced into lengthy and expensive court proceedings to remove squatters, individuals who inhabit property without the right to do so. He said, quote, "We are putting an end to the squatter scam in Florida," DeSantis proclaimed in a statement. "While other states are siding with the squatters, we are protecting property owners and punishing criminals looking to game the system." Now, under the new policy, homeowners can simply file a complaint to local law enforcement, which can then immediately remove them if the individual is unlawfully on the property, the individual was told but refused to leave, and that individual is not tangled up in a tenant dispute. In other words, if law enforcement shows up and squatters can't produce the paperwork to provide they legitimately live there, officials can remove them quickly. In addition to the streamlined removal process, HB 621 establishes tough penalties for squatters, including making it a first-degree misdemeanor to make false statements in order to falsely convey property rights. It also makes it a second-degree felony to trespass on a residential property with $1,000 or more in damages, and a first-degree felony for, quote, knowingly advertising the sale or rent of a residential property without legal authority or ownership. And this is something that definitely happens. We have squatters or people who don't even own a property, and then they'll list a property online for rent for, let's say, like $1,500. So someone accepts that and they send them the money, I guess, for the down deposit or the first, second, or third months of rent. And these people don't even own the property, and someone's moving into a property that they don't even own, then without even knowing that they're moving into a property that a squatter is, selling them or renting them for. So absolutely ridiculous, and you'd love to see bills like this pass. I don't know how you can protect squatters or criminals' rights. It just does not make any sense to me. But moving on to the next story of today's video, and that is the Social Security payments that will be going out next month in April. We're going to be covering the payment schedule for April and when you can expect your payment to arrive. So according to Newsweek, when are April 2024 Social Security payments coming? So on April 1st, all SSI payments will be made on April 1st this month, as well as Social Security payments for those who have been claiming since before May of 1997. The April 1st payment date also applies to those who claim Social Security but live abroad. For those that receive both SSI and Social Security benefits, payments will be made on April 1st and April 3rd, respectively. Then on April 10th, those with birthdays that fall between the 1st and 10th of their birth month will receive their payment on Wednesday, April 10th. Then the following Wednesday on April 17th, those claimants who have a birthday between the 11th and 20th will receive their monthly amount on April 17th. And then finally, the last payment going out in April will be the following Wednesday after that on April 24th. And those payments are going to be going to those with birthdays falling between the 21st and 31st of any given month. And then finally, in our last story of today's video, this one is from The Hill. So recently we had a lot of House Republicans deciding to withdraw early, step down, resign, whether it's to take a job in the private sector that perhaps pays better, or they're just sick and tired of the politics in DC and not really getting anything done. Well, we've now had so many Republicans step down where it looks like right now, it's very possible within the next few months, if this trend continues, that the Democrats may actually take majority of the House, and we may actually have a House Speaker in Hakeem Jeffries. And Republicans have been doing this thing where they've been, electing a House Speaker, and then they actually ousted him from the job. So it started out with Kevin McCarthy. It took like 15 votes to even get him in the role as a House Speaker, and then they eventually ended up ousting him from the role, and then we ended up with Mike Johnson. And Republicans aren't too happy with Mike Johnson, and by Republicans I mean like probably like 8 to 10 of them. These hardline Republicans that are saying that we need to have these massive cuts. And Marjorie Taylor Greene recently filed a motion to oust him as Speaker as well. And we may be seeing a vote to remove him as the Speaker within, perhaps the next few weeks. She hasn't made a definitive answer on when that will happen. But when that does happen, it's very possible that Hakeem Jeffries could get enough votes to become the House Speaker, and we could actually end up with enough Democrats, I guess, in the House, and enough Republicans step down where there's actually more Democrats in the House than what we have as Republicans, whereas it started out at the start of this Congress where there were more Republicans than more Democrats. Marjorie Taylor Greene, of course, is saying that she will not take the blame if Jeffries becomes a Speaker. She said, quote, it's just a simple math. There were more Republicans like Mike Gallagher that resign and leave early. Guess what? That means we have less Republicans in the House. So every time a Mike Gallagher or a Ken Buck leave early, that brings our numbers down and brings us dangerously close to being in the minority. It's not Marjorie Taylor Greene that is saying the inconvenient truth and forcing everyone to wake up and realize Republican voters are done with us doing this kind of crap that we did last week, and that by passing that $1.2 trillion government funding bill, she of course thought it should have been a lot less and a lot less wasteful spending. But that's all we have for today's video. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate it if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.